Manchester City are preparing a record-breaking bid for Cole Palmer, Vinícius could leave Madrid, and Pérez is ready to sell. Guardiola is kicking out Khusanov, and Barça are ready to pounce. De Bruyne is on his way to Aston Villa, and Manchester United are eyeing Jan Oblak. And hey, if by some miracle you actually enjoy this video, don't be shy, smash that like button, maybe we'll even hit 400. If not, well, I'll just keep suffering through these transfer rumours alone. No hard feelings. Almost. Manchester United are seriously thinking, is it time to say goodbye to Andre Onana? You know, the guy who plays guess the direction every other game. His performances this season have cost United points, nerves, and let's be honest, their reputation. And now, the transfer world is buzzing. United want Jan Oblak, not some championship prospect. Not a mystery kid from Brazil. Jan frickin' Oblak, the same guy who, 5 years ago, was considered the undisputed best goalkeeper on the planet. But times have changed. Oblak is now 32. His form? Inconsistent. His wages? Ridiculous. £340,000 a week, the most expensive cog in Atletico Madrid's machine. And for comparison, De Gea was earning less in his final years, and United fans still roasted him for it. Now Atletico are ready to move on. Oblak isn't just underperforming, he looks mentally burned out. Even Diego Simeone is already searching for his replacement. Once upon a time, Oblak was a wall, unbreakable. But over the last 2 seasons, the cracks started to show. He's saving less, slipping more, and raising more questions than answers. So here's the dilemma: a once elite keeper for just €25 million, or another season of Onana, who's made more plot twists this year than a Netflix series. Just picture the chaos continuing. 1 more year without the Champions League. Is that really acceptable? Oblak is cut from a different cloth. Even if he's no longer at his peak, his fundamentals are elite. Calm under pressure, perfect timing, one-on-one confidence. He can offer something United have lacked since De Gea's prime years. His experience in La Liga and Europe is exactly the kind of stability United's unbalanced defense needs. But let's not kid ourselves. Oblak isn't a long-term project. He's not a 5-year solution. This is 2 seasons, max. You sign him and you're accepting the deal. Tape, warm tea, recovery sessions, and results now. Not in 2028, in August. Now imagine that. An experienced, composed goalkeeper at the back. No panic, no circus, just confidence. And in front of him, Bruno, Højlund, Garnacho. Maybe that's the missing link. The one thing United truly lacked: a keeper who doesn't send fans into cardiac arrest every time the ball hits the box. But United aren't the only ones in this race. Inter and PSG are already circling. And Saudi Arabia, they've been waiting with open arms and open wallets. They're ready to throw Neymar-level money at him. But right now, the ball is in United's court. If they want to get back to the top, they have to act. If not, then buckle up for another season of Onana trying to save goals with his eyes. It all comes down to courage. Oblak isn't a bargain experiment. He's a statement, a message. We're tired of being a joke. We want to compete again. So what do you think? Would you take Oblak over Onana, or give the Cameroonian one more shot? Be honest, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because this might just be the first chapter in United's summer rebuild. And if Oblak is the first brick, then what's coming next? Abdulkadir Khusanov. Folks, it looks like this guy is heading straight for the exit at Manchester City. Yeah, that Khusanov, the one hailed just a few months ago as a gem, the next big thing in central defense. Now, he's practically out the door. Signed in January for almost €50 million, and already, the ride's over. No game time, no trust, not even on the bench. Like he vanished overnight. All of this in just a matter of weeks. And now comes the circus. Word is, Pep Guardiola's disappointed in him. Rumours of a fallout. The reason? A language barrier. Seriously? You spend €50 million on a player and freeze him out because of a communication gap. What did he do? Mistake a mic for the ball or start translating tactics with Google? Come on, if a club truly wants a player, they'll get him a translator, a tutor, hell, even a psychic. But if they don't, they look for excuses. And that's the harsh truth. Khusanov isn't happy either. He doesn't feel part of the group, doesn't feel like he belongs. And when a player with that kind of fee and ambition disappears from rotation, something's clearly rotten under the hood. Now the reports say City are actively offering him to other clubs, and guess who's on the list? Barcelona. Yeah, you heard that right. A guy with barely any resume, and Barça are listening. Seems crazy, but maybe there's logic in it. Barça play high. They want pace, aggression, directness. And Khusanov, he's fast like a striker, has a powerful frame, sharp tackling, like Puyol on speed. Plus, he's versatile, can play centrally or wide. If Flick says yes, this deal might just make sense, especially for the price. In this market, 40 to 45 million euros is basically a discount, but that's not all. Juventus are in the mix too. They're reportedly open to letting Cambiaso go, and City are thinking of a straight swap. Khusanov to Turin, Cambiaso to Manchester. And honestly, that might be the smarter option. If Igor Tudor stays at Juve, he'll love Khusanov. Tudor loves physical, hard-working defenders who fight for every ball. And Khusanov, he's a warrior. Not the elegant, passive type, but the kind who'll throw himself at anything. Plus, his chances of starting are way higher in Turin than at City. But seriously, where did all the hype go? The guy just landed in Manchester. He was supposed to be the new monster at the back. And now, a couple of own goals, a bit of chaos, and boom. Straight to the shadows. Maybe he couldn't meet Pep's insane standards, or maybe this is just classic Guardiola. One slip and you're out. Pep's already made it clear, no new centre-backs unless someone leaves. So it's simple. Khusanov either turns into dressing room furniture or gets out while he can. Bottom line, we've got a player with real potential thrown into Pep's perfectionist blender, now forced to rescue his career. Barcelona or Juventus, both good options, but only if he avoids falling into that classic trap, stuck between loans, benches and false hopes. So what do you think? Was it really about the language? Or did Pep just decide, not my level? It's going to be fascinating to see where Khusanov ends up next. Vinícius Jr., 1 foot in his new Real Madrid contract, right? Well, not so fast. Boom, the Athletic drops a bombshell. No deal, nothing's agreed. Chill out, Madrid fans. And now the picture's clear. Vini's just sitting there, waiting for Florentino Pérez to fire up the money printer and throw him Cristiano-level cash. $30 million per year? Seriously, Vini, are you okay, man? Madrid fans right now split into 2 camps. One side's like, pay the man, he's earned it. The other, are you kidding me? Even Mbappé and Bellingham don't make that much. So here's the real question. Does Vini want to be a Real Madrid legend or just the richest dude on the pitch? And here's where it gets even spicier. He's not just asking for crazy money, he's also flirting with Saudi Arabia. Yep, the land where €1 billion is just another Monday. Even some Real Madrid players and staff are reportedly saying, turn down a Saudi offer? That's a straight trip to the psych ward. And honestly, ignoring a sub on this channel. That's like saying no to a Saudi billion. Hit that subscribe button before someone calls the doctor. €1 billion isn't a salary, it's the GDP of a small country. But now, enter Grandpa Pérez. And he's got a backup plan, locked and loaded. Vini wants to play financial chess? Say hello to Erling Haaland, the Norwegian Terminator, the Viking nightmare, the guy who's been terrorizing Europe for years now. Yeah, he just extended with City until 2034. But when has Florentino Pérez ever cared about contracts, money or reality? Imagine this, Mbappé and Haaland leading Real Madrid's attack. Barcelona would just shut down operations and call it a day. And don't tell me Pérez won't go for it. This is the guy who built Galacticos 2.0 from scratch. Replacing Vini isn't the end. It's a reboot of the whole damn project. So now things are getting real. In a year, Vini could be sipping cocktails on a Saudi beach, mentally counting zeros on his payslip. Meanwhile, Pérez could be pulling off the deal of the decade. And we'll be watching history unfold, live. But here's the final question. Will Vini trade his status as a Madrid icon for a desert empire and a monster paycheck? How does this wild saga end? No one knows, but one thing's for sure, it's gonna be legendary. Kevin De Bruyne is a free agent. And guess what? Manchester City didn't even blink. One of the greatest midfielders of our generation is now sitting there in shock. No contract offer, no attempt to keep him, not even a hint that he's still needed. And this is City we're talking about, the club he dragged to glory for years. But Kevin, he's not going out quietly. Forget Qatar, forget the MLS retirement tour. He wants to stay in the Premier League. And chances are, he's about to suit up for one of City's old title rivals. Sky Sports just dropped the bomb. Aston Villa are seriously eyeing De Bruyne. Not a Twitter rumor, not tabloid clickbait. Real internal discussions at Villa. They're not just admiring Kevin from afar, they're already talking about the move. Yep, Aston Villa, the same Villa that's been pure chaos all season. Blowing teams up one week, then blowing themselves up the next. Unai Emery has them sitting 7th, just 2 points off 5th. Champions League is within reach, and now it's time for a power move. And what's more powerful than signing Kevin? De Bruyne. He's 33. Sure, injury prone? Yeah. But he's still a passing machine, one-touch magic, defense-splitting vision like a surgeon's scalpel. They just don't make players like that anymore. And Emery, the guy builds working systems out of duct tape and dreams. Imagine what he could do with Kevin in the mix. This could be a game-changing combo. And just think, not long ago, Villa were fighting to stay out of the relegation zone. Now they could land De Bruyne in their dressing room. That's not a transfer, that's a statement. But wait, don't get too comfortable. Here comes Arsenal. And who's in charge there? That's right, Pep's apprentice, Mikel Arteta. Same philosophy, same structure. De Bruyne could slide into that system like engine oil. But here's the catch. Martin Ødegaard, captain, leader, undroppable. And let's be honest, Kevin is not the kind of guy who's gonna sit on the bench braiding hair. So stylistically, Arsenal makes perfect sense, but role-wise, not quite. Then again, maybe that's the genius of it. You rotate him, no need to push the physical limits, less injury risk, and when he comes on, he's your joker card. 30 minutes, boom, game flipped. Of course, the Saudis are lurking with their bottomless wallets, but let's be real, for Kevin, that's a downgrade. He wants challenges, he wants the spotlight, not baking in the desert, playing against Al Barracuda FC. So what do you think? Villa, Arsenal, or someone completely out of left field? Drop your picks in the comments. Who do you want to see De Bruyne join? As for me, just please, not the MLS. The man's still got plenty left in the tank. The guy Manchester City dumped to Chelsea for 42 million euros might be coming back for 120 million euros. Yeah, you heard that right. Pep Guardiola has his eyes on Cole Palmer again, the same kid who tore it up last season like he was playing against school children. 25 goals, a stack of awards, all in his debut year. And now he's hit his first real dip, first real crisis. And what's Chelsea doing? Listening to offers. Are you serious? The guy has a world-class season, cools off for a couple of months, and they're already ready to cash out. But hey, it's Chelsea. More flea market than football club these days. Bought for 40 million euros. Now looking to flip him for a record 130 million euros. Business, not personal, right? And guess who's circling? Yep, Manchester City. The same city that dumped him. The same city that bet on Phil Foden. And now are wondering where the old Foden even went. You can just picture Pep sitting there, staring at the table, thinking, did we just sell off our own future with Palmer? And it's not just City sniffing around, Liverpool are lurking too. Quiet, but serious. Because everyone knows, Cole's not just a guy with a decent shot. He's a guy who can carry games. He knows how to take responsibility. Right now at Chelsea, he's drowning in chaos. And honestly, he's probably starting to realize it too. 8-year contracts aren't security. They're prison sentences. No Champions League football, another year wasted. And if Chelsea miss top 5 again, I'll bet you anything, Palmer starts planning his escape. But here's the real madness. Sell a player, then try to buy him back for 3 times the price? Where's the logic? Where's the planning? Where's even a hint of respect for your own decisions? Sure, you can say, City can afford it. Fair enough, money talks. Maybe Pep's got regrets. But Chelsea? Come on. They'd sell John Terry himself if someone dropped 100 million euros on the table. And who cares if Palmer's the one bright light in that whole messy tunnel? Oh, and by the way, Transfermarkt already values him at 111 million euros. And if the bidding war kicks off, don't be surprised to see the number hit 130 million euros. So what's next? The prodigal son returns to City, or does he pack his bags for Liverpool, ready to remind London exactly how they treated him? One thing's for sure, if Chelsea miss out on Champions League football, Palmer's gone. It's not official yet, but you can feel it, and it makes sense. A player like him belongs on the big stage, not lost in mid-table misery. And here's the moral of the story. Talents don't survive at Chelsea. They get broken, or sold, or benched. And then the club acts surprised when everything falls apart again. And listen, to make sure this video doesn't end up like Chelsea's youth projects, smash that like button. One click, one happy ending. At least here. So what do you think? Should Palmer go back to City? Or should he pack up and head somewhere he'll actually get to play, instead of being locked into an 8-year deal and thrown away like an old battery? Drop your takes in the comments.